It was a cold, drizzly night, the kind of night that soaked through your coat and into your bones no matter how tightly you wrapped yourself. Amelia had just finished a 14-hour shift at the diner on 6th Street. Her feet were aching, her eyes heavy, and her heart, heavier. The bills at home were piling up, her mother's medication was overdue, and her younger brother needed school shoes. The tips she earned tonight barely scratched the surface of what she owed. But despite everything, she walked alone, keeping her head down, her bag clutched tightly to her side. She didn't have money for a taxi, and the buses had stopped running an hour ago. Midnight streets were quiet and eerie in her neighborhood. Most nights, she could push the fear away, distract herself with thoughts of better days, but tonight, the silence was deafening. Her footsteps echoed off the damp sidewalk as she turned into an alley she often used as a shortcut. It shaved 10 minutes off her walk, and after such a long shift, those minutes mattered. She didn't notice the shadow following her until it was too late. A sudden grip tightened around her arm. She gasped, fear ripping through her chest. A man in a hooded jacket appeared beside her, his hand firm, pulling her slightly. Her first instinct was to scream, run, anything. But then he leaned in close and whispered, "Walk faster. Don't look back, just trust me." Her body froze. The tone in his voice wasn't threatening, it was urgent, serious, almost protective. Something in her gut told her not to scream. Against every instinct, she obeyed. He kept a strong but careful grip on her arm, leading her forward quickly, steering her toward the main road. "What's going on?" she asked, her voice trembling. He glanced behind them and said, "2 guys were following you. I saw them duck into the alley after you. I used to be like them, I know how they work." Her legs moved faster now, her heart pounding. She felt sick. "Are they still behind us?" she asked, looking over her shoulder. He stopped her gently. "Don't. Just keep walking. We're almost to a well-lit area." As they turned the corner, Amelia finally saw the street lamps of the main road and a late-night gas station. The man loosened his grip, checking around. "They backed off," he said. "They won't risk being seen." She finally looked at him fully. He was maybe in his mid-30s, with tired but kind eyes, dressed in worn clothes. "Why did you help me?" she asked, shivering from adrenaline. He looked down for a second. "Because no one helped my sister. And I swore I'd never let that happen to another girl again." That one sentence shattered her defenses. She felt tears well up. I don't know what to say," she whispered. He shook his head. "You don't have to say anything. Just be safe. Don't walk alone at night like that. It's not your fault. This world's just broken in places." His voice cracked slightly, and Amelia saw a glimpse of a man carrying more pain than he let on. "Can I buy you a coffee at least?" she offered, needing a moment to process everything. "Sure," he said softly. "It's been a long night." They sat at the gas station counter, sipping hot coffee from foam cups. His name was Elijah. He'd been homeless for a few years, doing odd jobs and sometimes sleeping behind the shelter when there wasn't space inside. But what struck Amelia most was not his situation, but his soul. He spoke with such gentleness. He told her about his sister, Lauren, who was attacked walking home 6 years ago, how he never forgave himself for not being there. "I became invisible after that," he said. "Figured if I could at least keep someone else from being hurt, maybe that counts for something." Amelia nodded, eyes full of unshed tears. "You saved me tonight, Elijah. That counts for everything." The clock hit 1:40 a.m. when she finally stood to leave. "Can I walk you home?" he asked. She hesitated, then nodded. The man who scared her at first had just protected her when no one else was looking. As they reached her apartment building, she paused. "You ever think about getting a steady job again?" she asked gently. "Every day," he replied. "But no one looks twice at a man who lives on the street." She made a choice in that moment, one that would ripple far beyond that rainy night. The next day, Amelia took Elijah's name to the diner's manager. They'd just posted a flyer for a dishwasher position. "He's kind, trustworthy, and he saved my life last night," she told them. With hesitation, the manager agreed to a trial. What Amelia didn't know was that someone else had seen what happened in that alley. Someone very powerful, and in the next chapter, that someone changes both their lives forever. Movie Camera encourage viewers. If that moment gave you chills too, hit the like button right now. And don't forget, Chapter 2 is where everything turns. Subscribe so you don't miss how Elijah's act of kindness leads to something beyond even his wildest dreams. The diner was busier than usual that Wednesday. Amelia was working the morning shift this time, serving coffee with her usual quiet grace and tired smile. But something was different. Elijah was in the back, scrubbing dishes like his life depended on it. And in a way, it did. He was nervous but grateful, treating every plate like it was made of gold. Amelia had helped him shave and clean up that morning. "You've got this," she whispered before his first day began. "Just be yourself." But across the street, parked in a black Mercedes with tinted windows, sat a man in a tailored gray suit. He was watching. His name was Marcus Vale, CEO of Vale Enterprises. A man known for being one of the youngest self-made millionaires in the city, and someone who kept a very low profile. The night before, Marcus had taken a late-night drive to clear his head. His company had been in the news for laying off staff. His PR team wanted him to do a charity stunt, something to humanize him. But Marcus didn't care for appearances. What he wanted was truth. Real people. And that night, he'd seen something real. He was parked nearby when he saw a young woman walk into a dark alley. Then he noticed two men creeping after her. Just as he was about to jump out and call for help, he saw Elijah intervene, calm, protective, brave. He watched the whole thing unfold, his heart in his throat. It stayed with him. That courage, that humanity. He followed discreetly, watched them drink coffee at the gas station, and even followed from a distance to see Elijah walk her home. He couldn't sleep afterward, not because of the danger, but because of the decency. In a world where everyone wants something, Elijah had nothing, but still gave everything. So the next morning, Marcus walked into the diner. Not with an entourage, not with a camera crew. Just as a regular man. He sat at the corner booth and ordered a black coffee. Amelia served him. She didn't recognize him, why would she? But Marcus looked at her with a quiet smile. "Long shift?" he asked. "Always," she said with a soft laugh. "But I'm grateful." He asked about the diner. About the dishwasher. And when she mentioned Elijah, Marcus leaned forward slightly. "Where'd you find him?" he asked. "He found me," she said, then recounted the whole story with emotion in her voice. "He didn't just protect me. He reminded me that good people still exist." Marcus listened closely, his heart heavier with every word. Then, without saying more, he paid his bill, leaving a $500 tip. The next day, Elijah received a call from a private office. "Mr. Vale would like to meet with you," they said. Elijah was stunned. "I don't even own a suit," he replied. "Doesn't matter," the woman said. "He saw what you did. That's all that matters." When Elijah walked into the sleek office building, he felt wildly out of place. But Marcus rose from his chair and extended his hand. "You saved someone important to me last night," he said. "And you didn't even know it." Elijah looked confused. Marcus continued, "I was there. I saw it all. You didn't hesitate. You protected her. And then you walked away like it was nothing. That kind of person doesn't come along often." Then Marcus did something that would change everything. "I want you to join our company's new outreach division. We're launching a program for hiring and supporting those rebuilding their lives. I want you to help lead it." Elijah was speechless. "I've never even worked in an office," he said quietly. "Then you'll learn. Because your heart, it's already what this place needs." Months passed. Elijah started working closely with Marcus. He learned fast, dressed better, spoke with confidence, and every day, he'd walk past Amelia's diner and wave. Eventually, she joined him for lunch breaks, their connection growing deeper. It wasn't just gratitude anymore, it was something neither of them could explain. On the one-year anniversary of that fateful night, Marcus hosted a charity gala. Elijah stood on stage beside him, sharing his story, not of success, but of purpose. "I thought I had nothing to give," he said. "But sometimes, showing up for someone, is everything." Amelia sat in the front row, tears in her eyes. And when Elijah stepped down, he walked straight to her, took her hand, and whispered, "You were the reason I believed again." They built a life together from there. Not perfect, but real. The kind born from midnight streets, quiet courage, and the kind of kindness that echoes forever. Movie camera end scene call to action. If this story moved your heart even a little, please like this video, it helps more than you know. And if you believe that a single act of kindness can change everything, hit that subscribe button. Because more stories like this are coming your way soon. Yellow heart.